The structure of European football is complex. Although governing body UEFA oversees continental competitions, individual nations are able to operate their domestic leagues and cups in a manner best suited to the country. This has created a range of differing leagues as well as qualification processes for the UEFA Champions League and Europa League. Welcome back to another episode of Football Academy. Subscribe to be part of the Football Academy community. Check out the limited time offer links in the description. So, how are domestic leagues structured? With the exception of the small Alpine nation of Liechtenstein, all UEFA members run their own domestic league system. This is sometimes referred to as the pyramid, with a nationwide first division at the top. Below that, as the pyramid widens, is where things differ, depending on population size and the number of clubs. Divisions will either remain nationwide or eventually split to become regional. That creates the pyramid shape in a diagram. Focusing on the top tier, the most common format consists of each team playing the other twice, once at home and once away, from fall to spring. Others in colder climates will perhaps run within a single calendar year, or have an extended winter break to avoid playing in freezing conditions. In any case, it's 3 points for a win, 1 for a draw, and the team with the most points after all the games is the champion. When it comes to teams tied for points, leagues define criteria to determine who is ahead. The first of those is often who has the higher goal difference, goals scored minus goals conceded, over the course of the season, followed by goals scored and so on. Some leagues, however, use the head-to-head record between rival teams as the first criteria after points, including away goals, before continuing with other season-spanning statistics. This has been known to go as far as the team with the fewest yellow cards. And if needed, teams can also be separated by an additional one-off match, the drawing of lots, or a coin toss. What may be considered the regular season in the USA is, in fact, just the season in most European leagues. For them, any reference to the playoffs is usually to do with promotion and relegation. More on that later. In the Bundesliga, 18 teams play a total of 34 matches each, 2 against each team, once at home and once away, in a random order set out by the fixture list. The English Premier League, Spain's La Liga, Italy's Serie A, and France's Ligue 1, the other leagues considered Europe's Big Five, all consist of 20 teams, resulting in 38 rounds of fixtures. And there is no one-size-fits-all approach, though. Scotland, for example, has 3 parts to its regular season. Since the Scottish Premiership consists of only 12 teams, the first 22 rounds of fixtures see them play the customary home and away match against each other. They then play each other a third time, either home or away, depending on how the fixtures are drawn. Once 33 games have been played, the league splits into 2 halves of 6 teams. Each club will then play 5 more matches against the other teams in their half. The champion is again the team that finishes with the most points, but teams cannot leave their half of the table. This can result in an odd situation, where 7th place may have more points than 6th come the end of 38 games. And things are even more complex in Belgium. After 30 rounds of fixtures in the 16-team league, the top 6 then enter the championship playoffs. Their regular season points are halved as they begin a new mini-league, playing home and away against each other to determine the champion and also European qualifiers. As for the remaining 10, the bottom side is relegated but will still compete in the Europa League playoffs, with the 9 sides above them, as well as the top 6 teams from the second division. Those teams compete in 4 groups of 4, the winners of which will play a semi-final, and then a final for the right to face one of the teams from the championship playoffs, for the chance to play in the Europa League. As long as everyone understands the rules, of course, in what is a particularly unusual system. What is promotion and relegation? The great difference with soccer in the USA and Major League Soccer, however, is the system of promotion and relegation. In Europe, teams move between levels of the pyramid at the end of each season. That means a set number of clubs at the bottom end of a division, except in the bottommost league, will drop into the one below. Sides finishing at the top end of all leagues, bar the top tier, will move up a level. It will be no surprise, though, that things aren't quite that simple and are rarely uniform across leagues and countries. For example, the Bundesliga has 2 automatic promotion and relegation places. The top 2 sides at the end of the Bundesliga 2 campaign therefore replace the bottom 2 in the Bundesliga. And there is one more spot available that isn't automatic. Since 2008, the team finishing third from bottom in the Bundesliga faces the side third in Bundesliga 2 over a two-legged playoff. The winner plays in the Bundesliga the following year. A similar practice is used in France's Ligue 1, although the team third from bottom there will face the winner of a series of playoffs between the sides finishing third to fifth in Ligue 2. Across the remainder of Europe's Big Five, they use another slightly different method. In the Premier League, La Liga, and Serie A, the bottom three teams are automatically relegated, but there are just two automatic promotion positions from the league below, the Championship Segunda División and Serie B, respectively. In England, the third team in the second-tier championship plays sixth, while fourth faces fifth in two-legged semifinals, before a one-off final at Wembley, to determine the third promoted team. In Spain, both semifinals and the final consist of two legs. How does European qualification work? Qualification for Europe may sound an odd phrase when you already play in Europe. It refers to being able to compete in one of the continental club competitions organized by UEFA. This does not include the European Championship, known as the Euros, which is for national teams. There are currently two Europe-wide club competitions, the Champions League and the Europa League. These will be joined by the Europa Conference League as the third tier of European club football. And do note, this is not to be confused with a domestic pyramid structure. There is no promotion or relegation between these leagues. Participation is based on the team's performances the previous season. Qualification for these competitions is primarily decided by domestic league positions, although domestic cup competitions also usually offer a route into Europe. All this, however, depends on a country's UEFA coefficient. This is a ranking based on the performances of clubs from each league in European competition over a set period. The higher ranked a league is, the more European qualification berths they're allotted. Some of these berths earn teams the right to go straight into the competition itself, beginning in the group stage. Others still have to go through qualifying, consisting of up to 5 rounds to reach that stage. So, qualification for Europe sometimes means qualifying for the chance to qualify for Europe. And for the Champions League, the base ruling is that holders and previous Europa League winners are joined by the champions of the top 10 ranked nations, the 6 runners-up from the top 6, and the third and fourth placed teams from the top 4. Should the holders of the 2 European competitions already qualify via their league position, that opens up the opportunity for an extra club from another league to gain automatic entry. The remaining 6 places are made up of teams that have gone through the qualification process. The 4 champions from associations ranked 51 to 55 contest the preliminary round. One progresses to the first round and is joined by the 33 champions from associations 18 to 51, except leagueless Liechtenstein. 17 victors advance to the second round and form what's known as the Champions Path, joining the champions from associations 15 to 17. The runners-up from associations 10 to 15 also begin at this stage in the league path. 10 champions and 3 non-champions progress to the second round. 2 more champions from associations 13 to 14 join the former, while the latter have their numbers bolstered by the 3 runners-up from associations 7 through 9 and the 2 third-place teams from 5 to 6. The 6 champion winners then join the champions from associations 11 to 12 in the playoff round, while 4 non-champions compete amongst themselves for the right to play in the group stage. And with that, we've reached the end of this video. If you enjoyed it and you found it interesting, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content just like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.